wrong, generally I bitchula. I know you're probably wondering, why am I in a suit? Or why am I not in a t-shirt? Why am I not in a Syracuse t-shirt? I am on my way to an interview, but I decided to do an episode because I was just thinking, and I know that's kind of dangerous when I do so, but I was just thinking, the last several years there's been a big fight about gay marriage and the moral implications of it, and there's still some states that are still fighting over the entire thing. Now, when I was a kid, I got teased by this guy who unfortunately is now deceased. No, I didn't kill him. He called me Gaylord. Now, when you're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old and you don't know what the hell you're saying and you didn't understand what gay was, at least not completely, that kind of hurts your feelings, you know? And the reason he called me Gaylord was because I had a round ass. Now, it's pretty funny that what hurt me so bad back then ended up attracting the woman who's now my wife, because when she saw me in the club, the first thing she noticed was my ass. So it's pretty funny in hindsight, but it goes back to how ignorant we begin to be as young as 8 or 9 years old. So you flash forward to today, and I see folks argue, well, you know, marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman, and that's what the Bible says, and all that good stuff, and I get that. My mother is a devoutly Christian woman. She drilled stuff like that into my head, and, you know, just like everything else, when we're taught by people who have prejudices, we tend to carry those same prejudices in our own lives. So, as I got older, I've met a few folks who happen to be gay, and some of these folks have been some of the nicest people I've ever met. I mean, like, good, honest folks, good people, good people. I personally, as I've gotten to this point in my life, can give a rat's ass who a person falls in love with. You can't help who you fall in love with. It's not a matter of, well, you're just doing something to sin or anything like that, because a lot of folks who are Christian have to remember that when God ruled with iron fist, you know, the whole locusts and plagues and turning people into salt, and the salt thing's kind of messed up, you know, unless you want to break off a finger and put on your french fries. But in everything else, no one listened anyway. People continuously disobeyed God. Idolatry, sodomy, you know, all those other things that we did to tick God off. And then God decided to say, you know what? Fine. I'm going to send down my son, right? And I'll give you guys a choice. Either you go my way or you go to hell. I mean, that's Christianity in a nutshell, right? In short, he gave us free will. He gave us the will to do what you want to do, knowing as well what the consequences are. So, it goes back to, you can't help but for who you fall in love with. And the entire gay conversation is ridiculous. What does, let's just say everything we learn about the Bible is true. What does this person want to do? What does their soul have to do with your soul? God expected us to come to him freely. Okay? Plain, flat, simple. So if someone is going to fall in love with someone of the same sex, who cares? That's their lives. They're happy. And if everything's what the Bible says is true, then they have to deal with those consequences if there are consequences for falling in love with someone who looks like you. Right? I mean, it's just silly. It's the whole thing is silly. We have bigger problems to deal with than worrying whether or not some dude with a mustache making out with another dude with a mustache. You know, who cares? I have relatives who are gay, and I'm not going to change my opinion about them whatsoever. If you're gay, so what? I'm happy for you. If you're happy with that person, fantastic. I just wish we would concentrate our efforts on more things than what goes on in someone's home. We're just trained to be such monkeys, to follow along. Oh, the better word, lemmings, you know, or cattle. We just follow along and just don't think, and it's a shame. It really is. Anyway, I have to go and get this interview. You know, you probably won't see me in a suit and tie again, even though I know I am damn sexy. I can understand that. But that's it for this episode. Obviously, please send any irritations you want to share, and we will talk to you guys soon. And wish me luck. Later.